Hello, everybody. This is Elisha Royal, and this is an early Sunday morning pajama edition of cEDH Unhinged. We are going to head on over to the overhead cam, do a little bit of gold fishing, see if this deck is performing the functions that we want it to, and that's about it. It's a thing that we do every day. It's how we learn to swap cards. So if I feel like when I'm gold fishing, there's a particular card that's just not performing, I'll swap that thing out. If I need to test a particular card that I'm skeptical about, what I'll do is just have that card in my hand at the beginning when I'm drawing, right? So we just start with that card in our hand. That's an easy way to just goldfish out some testing. Um, so yeah, still doing the storm stuff. We got a game in yesterday with some shredders, ended in a draw. The issues that are presented to this particular deck come from board wipes. I'm finding that Toxic Deluge is a problem, and yesterday there were two Culling Writs in that game. One of them got countered, which was fantastic. The second one landed, and that set us back a lot. So anything that just wipes out our board state, which is nothing but things under that threshold, that's tough. So let's again head on over to the overhead cam. Do a little bit of gold fishing, see if we can find some issues with the deck, make some improvements, make some tweaks, learn a little bit about it because we added some new cards and we got to know how to use them. Let's do it. Okay, so you can see this is our spell table end game board state, and it was almost there. So this Magus of the Future was offline because there was a Dranith. We had our Chain of Vapor in hand, which was, I mean, I can put this chain on that Dranith, but then they just sack and bounce Urza, and that's, that sucks. Or Magus if I already have that out on the field. So Magus was in hand. So I had the chain and the Magus, and I'm here revealing my hand to like, yep, that's what I got here to stop this win. If anybody can help me out, I got a chain. We ended up being able to politic into a draw because somebody else presented a flash speed win on the stack, and then on top of this original win attempt over here, I have this chain. I'm going for the draw, and then that top four Tazri player, Total Shredder, had whole bunch of cards from Ristic and basically said I can king make one or the other, so agreed to a draw right there. That's how that turned out. This Pithing Needle originally was used to, I reshaped on my turn into it in order to stop a Thrasios that had infinite mana presented on board already. So overall, there was a gap, where that Magus could have come down. And I guess I didn't look at the top. And then, yeah, you can see that Culling Writ, man. It just did us dirty. So this was a risky keep. That just got discarded at the beginning of the game because I kept another. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop keeping hands with one land, a Grim So I had one land, a Grim Monolith, a prized statue, and it was my second 7, and then a couple of other supporting pieces. And I was like, okay, well, if I just, next 2 draws, get something, get that Grim Monolith down, we'll be okay. And these other guys are going down to like low on cards. But anyways, my point was Silent Gravestone was doing work that got removed. There's that prize statue. Narok Stealth Suit. I mean, I got that attached to the Urza, and that was really cool. But that doesn't help you against those board wipes. So Culling Writ, yeah, got my Monolith. The Springleaf Drum was there. I didn't get a creature to attach it to. I'm kind of skeptical on that card right now. That's on my watch list because for whatever reason, I don't have something like a Spellskite to attach it to until later in the game. Spellskite, yeah, man, we had the protection, the Stealth Suit, and the Spellskite, but all that gets wiped away by a card like a Culling Ritual. So that is a genuine downside of not running counter spells. You got nothing to say about that. You just don't. So that's how that game went yesterday. Ended in a draw. Would have been a lot cooler if these things were still out on the field. And then we could have easily bounced back from, a chain, whatever. They can bounce. They can bounce whatever they want to their hand. I already have tapped and floated all my mana. I just recast and keep going, right? But we weren't able to do that because they Culling Writ my whole board state away. So let's untap over here. Let's set up for a little bit of gold fishing, a little bit of evaluation. I'm really liking these 0 drop creatures. Like, just like card value wise, it's like it costs 0. It's a 0/3, whatever. That's really cool. It's a creature. It turns my, Banishing Knack, and it turns whatever online. That Springleaf Drum we were talking about, Paradise Mantle. And then also, dude, just tap it because it's an artifact. Like, I don't, it's all around really good. It's all around really good. Shield Sphere, also cool card. Oh, you know what's always really cool? Let's see what was on top. So if I'd had that Magus down, yeah, man, we were storming off. We got the Mantle, we got the Ornithopter. Oh my goodness, can you imagine if we? Yeah, so we had that Psy out there. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Going hard. Yeah. Let's see what else we have over here. We got a little Codex Shredder. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Oh my goodness. And then there's our land for turn, which gets us a top deck cast because I hadn't dropped one yet. So that's pretty sweet. Preordain. Yeah, we can just cast that right off the top. And let's see. Yeah, we're gonna scry that to the bottom. Badoop. How about scry to the bottom, badoop, and then draw a card. Yeah, so that's, I suppose, in hand. That goes way. What do we got here? What do we got here? We're going Ornithopter. We're making Thopters over here. And the top. So there's the dub. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet little build we got going on here. I like it. But yeah, sometimes it's just, Collingwood's it's a hell of a card. It's a hell of a card. But I liked seeing the way that Preordain just performed there because again we just added Preordain, that new cool Urza Ponder and Brainstorm because we need a little bit of top deck manipulation. But yeah, we didn't even use our Misty Rainforest crack. That's overall pretty sweet. And then what was over here? What are these? What are you? Oh yeah, okay. Those were the preordained at the bottom. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of cool to see, how close was I? Let's say that they countered that Sensei's top. Can we just keep going? Yeah, Helix, Remora. Yeah, we could have kept going through that. Yeah, and you just hit the chip, hit the Swifties. That would be a problem. I guess we can use our tap over there in order to adjust, but I would rather just draw that to hand using a couple of Thopters and that Psy. Play the talent, because why not? Yeah, okay, let me think about this here. So really what we're going to have to do is we had that Codex Shredder out, has that 5 cost, we need to get it back to hand. See to the side nod, that's a problem. Maybe we rotate off the top there, but I don't want to play out the shuffle. Now we're just going too hard with this particular goldfish, but transmute. What would I transmute into in order to get my graveyard back? In order to get the win on this. Okay, yeah, and all I would need to do is just play Aetherflux and we'd just keep going. Yeah, that's all that we would do. So we'd just get a little Aetherflux and keep manually casting, call it a day. That's a little backup plan that you got right there. Because no, we didn't have any protection for that Sensei's top. We didn't have a thing. We were unprotected. It's probably the right term for that. Geez, it's kind of tough to like shuffle without like putting it up against my chest. I want you guys to be able to see my shuffle here, but yeah. It's like a spell table skill here, being able to shuffle on camera effectively. Yeah, okay. Because I want to plant it against my chest like normal. It's a lot of cards. 100 singleton. Double sleeved. Some people out here tripling. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know why they're doing it. Okay. So, got a little bit of a shuffle here. Give it one of these. Give it one of those. Give it one of these. Okay, bow. I'm trying to adjust to like spell table habits because here I am in front of this computer and I've played a million games in person and I've always been stubborn. I'm like, I don't want to switch over to spell table things. There's nothing that appeals to me about spell table tournaments online. It's just like an entire like set of skills that I just wasn't mature enough to understand that I could learn myself. And I was like, whatever. I can play with real life people. Why do I need to play through a computer? Logistics. That's what we're talking about. It's logistics. I understand people live in places where they just can't get to a shop that has a good cEDH scene. I'm spoiled here in Portland where we just have people that do this. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So, well, 3. We'll take that as our roll. Well, no, that defeats the purpose. Okay, so we'll go here. We got 3, and then here's how we'll do it. So 1 and 2 will be 1, 2, and 3. Wait a minute. Yeah. So 2, 4, 6, basically. 1 through 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Why don't I feel like that was just like it didn't even rotate? But anyways, yeah, we'll put that on top. Okay. Let's see if we can get a decent draw here. 1, 2. Not terrible so far because we've got like a little bit of value, and then we've got our 2-cost rock. 3. If we get 1 land, we can get somewhere with that preordained. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not looking good. 5. Pitch this hand. 6. Pitch this hand. 7. Pitch this hand. Yep. 25 lands, guys. Let's be for real here. Is a blessing when it comes to getting that Mystic Forge that we just saw down on the field and doing its thing. But in the opening hands, feels kind of rough. But we're again playing like what 14 or 15 0-cost things, and then a whole bunch of 1-cost stuff. So it's like we should have opening plays. We should have stuff that we're doing right out of the gate. And if we get a rock, I'm saying one of the big ones, the Mox Opal, the Soul Ring, the Mana Vault. Oh my goodness. And can you even imagine if they give us back the Mana Crypt, the Jeweled Lotus, leave Dockside banned? Yeah, I think we'll be able to basically just update this list, incorporate them, and there won't be a whole bunch of changes if they give us those back. But here's 1, second 7, 2, that's okay. 3, not great. 4, oh geez, getting nervous. 5, we're going down. 6, we're going down. 7, we're going down. Yeah, could we have a land in here? It is what it is. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You got a 1-lander, you got a 0-lander. We play 25 lands, you know? Let's give it one of these. If we're going to 6, let's give it one of these. We played a game, we did a couple of shuffles. And for the, brevity of the video, I don't want to spend all day shuffling. So I like this. I shuffle like, half of them like that? Cool. I do my pile shuffle. Get them going. Because I'm trying to shortcut this, and then we'll just like cut that in half like that. And then let's put those together. And then we'll do just a couple of normal shuffles. And then hopefully we will have sufficiently randomized these cards so that we can get a good 6. Get a decent 6. A good and decent 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man. Okay. So is this a bait hand? Let's talk about this. Because I'm tempted to keep it. We're gonna pitch chain. Let's start there. Do we pre-game this gemstone? So the thing is that we need the blue out of this gemstone. We absolutely do. So we will pre-game. We'll go gemstone. We'll get our counter. And the pitch card, Like, it's so tempting to be. I think the pitch card has to be Welding Jar. I think that's how we're going to do that. Yeah, that is a real Mark Brill signature with his altar. It's fantastic. Thank you. Glad you did that. Okay, so what does this say? It's an exile card from your hand. So we're going to exile that card from our hand. Chain of Vapor, you are pitched to the bottom. Goodbye. And we're going to start this off. That's what our hand looks like. Anybody have any pre-games? Gemstone Cavern. Take a draw. Boom. Polluted Delta. Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't that great? We're going to play our land for turn. We're going to drop an Ornithopter, and how about we just tap for a Gemstone, Mana Vault, and then we'll keep a Polluted Delta up just in case there are shenanigans, just in case there are things, just in case there's stuff. We'll keep that rapid up. Yeah. Prize statue, you can hang out here. Untap. Oh my goodness, everybody's waiting for the Urza. If somebody's sitting here with 2 blue mana, what I've learned is that they are looking for the mana drain. That was the most predictable Urza of all time, depending on this draw. Okay, so we got an emblem. Maybe we don't. So this is where we got to read the pace of the table. It's like, so casting Urza, what did it act? What is that? What does it get us? What does it get us? It gets us insane table aggro. And then, okay, so we tap, we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm mapping out, once we cast Urza, what does it actually open up for us? We get the construct, so it's like, do we need a body right now? Probably not. We've got an Ornithopter. That's, I mean, I don't know. But we're in that mode where we're going to need a top deck caster. We're going to need a tutor. That emblem was not what we want to see right now. And so we got to make the decision if we want to hang back, cast Urza or not. Do we want to hang back, cast Urza with no protection? So this is a pod dependent scenario, you know. I'm gonna play it safe. We're gonna tap and we're gonna crack that. We're gonna pay 1 life. Let's see what was on top there. A little Ethereum Sculptor. Yeah, we didn't need that anyway. Let's go searching for an island. Bow. Give it a little shuffle-rooski. We're going to tap for 1 and 2, and we'll put out that Signet. Does it make more sense to put the Signet out or the prized statue? 1, 2, 3, and then if we hit the land drop next turn, that'll be 4, and then the prize statue comes up. Yeah, because I don't want to have to use that treasure if we top deck that. Yeah, we can use the Mana Vault, but why wouldn't we save that? See what I'm saying? Do you see what I am saying? Okay, so we are in... Yeah, okay, never mind. We're not in the danger zone. I was going to say we don't have any mana to interact. We don't have any interaction. We've had this rapid, and I want to just point out that we've had a rapid open the whole time. Right? Had a rapid open the whole time. I'm forgetting what phase we're in. This was... So we had pregame Gemstone with the land drop that we hit. Okay. And then turn 2... we cracked it so that we can drop that, and we're hanging back. Okay, we're hanging back. I'm just going to assume that somebody's going to go for this gap, and we'll burn our rapid. I think that's pretty likely. I think there's probably a thing where we're like, oh my goodness, somebody popped off. We need a thing. We're going to untap. We're going to upkeep. We're going to take a draw. And what we're looking at is a gold pan. Ooh. Double ooh. So here's how we're going to play this. We now need Urza's activated ability. We need to go somewhere. Like, it's getting dire. We didn't get the things that we needed, so we're gonna tap for 3. This is where we probably should have mulliganed down harder, and those first, 2 really hit us. That's where the land count hit us, and we didn't get. Yeah, we're gonna stop whining. Down, boom, and then 2 blue. We'll put out an Urza. We're gonna hope that that doesn't get interacted with. We're gonna hope. We're just like, this is where we're just gonna have to take things charitably, because people could just blow us right off the map with one rapid, just like that. Yeah, drawback of the deck. Construct, ETB. We got these gold pan prized statues. You know, one, two, three, four. We can't even. Yeah, geez, it's really not good. So basically, we're just going to hope that like, it's so bad. We're gonna, yeah, okay, we'll tap for two, cast the prize statue, right? Okay, we'll tap the prize statue, tap the treasure, we'll cast the gold pan, um, make a treasure. So let's go get those treasures out. Treasure one, treasure two. And then we're still left with four because those go even. We're gonna untap. We're gonna upkeep. We've got no hand. Got nothing. We've got nothing. Got a Mox Diamond, bro. It's so, we got a Mox Diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's spin Urza. This is so desperate. Yeah, so we've got a lot of things that we could do. Like, the deck does this too often, and I think that the thing is, it's my mulligans. That's why we're here. Is specific. It's like, yeah, the deck is just straight gold pans and Mox Diamonds. Like, that's where we're, you know. Um, so if you don't start off with one of those connecting pieces, with one of those, this can become a top deck caster that goes zoom. You're gonna have a tough time. Soul Ring. It's like, Soul Ring's a bad card right now. I mean, it's not a bad card, but we'll cast it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, is it no? Okay, we'll just we'll. Is that what was untapped? I hope. We'll tap the vault. We'll go 3, 4, 5. Because who knows? Maybe we need some blue mana. Maybe something actually happens. Maybe something actually happens. I think this is where we basically just call it quits, and like, somebody would have won the game by now. I don't have any interaction. I'm just politic. I'm like, yeah, deck failure. That's what I consider this right now. This is deck failure. Um, and I can blame it on the RNG. I can blame it on the, oh my goodness, I just need any card. But you know, it's like, at what point do you spend 5 into a Paradise Mantle and a Soul Ring and a Gold Pan and be like, okay, well, maybe I need some more like meat and potatoes in this thing. But the whole point is, like, it's not meat and potatoes. That's what makes it Storm. I need the meat and potatoes are like the 6 or 7. It's so frustrating because it's like, how many of these cards? Yeah. Mystic Forge, Crystal Skull, Isu, Spyglass, Magus of the Future, Future Sight, Tezzeret, because it gets to Crystal Skull and Mystic Forge. And then we've also got Talent, Fortune Teller's Talent. Did I list all of them? Forge, Spyglass, Tezzeret, because it's those 3. Future Sight, Magus of the Future, Fortune Teller's Talent, and the best one, Reality Chip. So we've got 7 that are in theory supposed to slap. And then we've got Fabricate, we've got Transmute, we've got Reshape, we've got Repurposing Bay. So those 4 are in theory supposed to be used in order to get our Reality Chip. Do we have any more tutors in that? It's like, I guess we have that Moon's Overkey that goes to get a Basalt. So we're looking at like tangential win patterns there just by creating infinite mana. But my point is like, that meat and potatoes, those 7 cards plus the 4 tutors, so 7, 11 cards. Man, come on. Come on. Give me one. You know? Give me one. Please. That's the RNG of the game. Is it bad deck building? I don't know. We just got to do this enough until we find out. It might be. It might just not be viable. It might be one of those things where it's just like, yeah, it doesn't work like that. It's not an even spread of cards. You know? I don't know why you think it would work like that. Yeah. So weird to see where things are placed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. But it's yeah, it's one of those things where you just keep testing. That was disappointing. That was just like I mean, of course, if you just played long enough, if you just kept going, if enough things happened, if there's enough interaction at the table, maybe you eke through. Maybe you get lucky with that one. Maybe you're just like, oh yeah, um, I made it through far enough to get to the top deck caster turn 7 with no interaction. You can maybe get there, and the path to the route to the win there is like everybody else is so exhausted at the table from you just being a parasite and not having any interaction, um, that you just sneak through when you finally get the connecting piece, which is always seeming to be the top deck caster. We're gonna have to prioritize hands that have those in them, or at least routes to get them. Do we need to add back in things like War of Invention? Is it like, are you that low? Is because so let's see, we spend 3 on the Whir and then 4, 5 in order to get the reality chip, and then we spend another 1, 2, 3. So that's, I mean, that's 8 mana. That's 8 mana. Is it? Wait, 3 for the Whir plus 4, 5. So that's 5. Smash down your reality chip. Tap it. That's 1, and then 2 more mana. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 8 overall mana. First 7. Okay. I actually don't like this so far. I'm liking this a lot more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dream Hand would be 2 more lands. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have. Okay. So we have an island. Mox Diamond. We probably pitch E-Zone. Because I don't think we're going to need. Because, yeah. Blue's pretty premium right now. Maybe not. Maybe that E-Zone can come in handy. No, because I need the blue and it'll allow me to keep the Otawara in hand, which is probably more likely a thing I'll need if I end up don't playing it. So, okay, so we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna keep that first 7, and let's see what our last card is. Little Tezzy Wretch. This isn't the worst thing that I've ever seen in the whole world. So we're gonna play an island. We'll go Mox Diamond. We'll pitch that E-Zone, tap for 1, put out a drum, and then we're going to basically just smash Ristic next turn unless we get something really cool. Untap, upkeep, Vista. It's so weird that in this particular build, it's like I'd rather play the Otawara and then keep that Vista for a top deck thing, because we're actually going to be looking at Tezzeretting into a Crystal Skull Isu Spyglass, which doesn't, it's not able to cast. The top deck manipulation is more important. We're going to smash that turn 2 Ristic. Now this is where it's tough. It's like, how many cards do I account for with Ristic? And we tend to be pretty conservative over here. So we're just going to say that it replaces itself. One person, yeah, it's turn 2. Yeah, so we'll just say that we draw 1 and it replaces itself. We will untap, upkeep, turn 3, take a draw, Gadgeteer. Okay. So here's what I'm saying. We probably will want our land drop right now. And then, I mean, we could go. It's so interesting. What I want are these Forensic Gadgeteer artifact cast things. And we can get them. So I think we just cast Urza. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So let's go grab one of our islands. Let's see what was on the top. Little moon snare. Little moon snare on the top. Okay. Grabbing one of our islands. Posty. And that's tapped. Okay. We'll get a little construct coming up. And then let's see how far we can take this, because we might end up actually just having to fabricate right now for like a protection spell. Is that weird? It's like, do I get defense grid and go for it right now? Can I? I don't think so. Forensic Gadgeteer. Like, we can just go for a Basalt combo right now. Just Raw Dog. Maybe. Let's see. I can't count up the mana in my head that well. Urza. And how about Construct? So we did that 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Geez, I thought I had the ability to cast the Gadgeteer now and then be able to cast the Soaring now. So this is a prep turn. This is straight prep turn. So does it behoove me to cast the Soaring and then get the Gadgeteer out now? Yeah, so I think it'll be just an epic prep turn where we just leave everything that we got on the table. Soaring, Construct, Gadgeteer, right? That's how we'll do that. So we got a Fabricate and a Tezzeret. So I think what'll end up happening right now is basically we'll untap, upkeep, and this is turn 4. We'll take this draw. Defense grid. It's not. It's a Retraction Helix. So basically, we'll Fabricate. So we'll go 3, and then we'll try and get a defense grid out. But I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's hidden. But that's the whole point, is that we spend 5 to get 1 counterspell out of one opponent's hand. And then hope that there's not another one, right? That's what we're doing here. That sounds like a great game plan. So Ristic has been just chilling, and we're hoping, that we've been drawing off of that. And we'll take a little charity draw here. We'll be like, okay, we got 1 extra draw off the Ristic. Got a little extra. Okay, so untap, upkeep, take a draw. The draw was the Retraction Helix. We are, maybe I could have gone Battered Golem, but it's and then Tezzeret for the Lightning Greaves. I don't know. I mean, we got options, but I think the better one is just get our Basalt. All right, so Defense Grid is in hand. Tap for 1, tap for 2. We'll take that charity draw. What was the charity draw? It's a Grinding Station. Oh, geez. So maybe we'll actually first play that Grinding Station. Grinding Station cast, ETB, we'll tap it. Untap. We'll tap it again. We'll float 2, and we will cast the Defense Grid. Yeah, I'm forgetting. To pop a clue out for our Grinding Station. Oh my lord. Yeah, Grinding Station goes too hard with the Gadgeteer and the clue with the ETB. Oh man, this is where it just becomes really tough to track. So we will do it though. And so we'll just basically have the clue ETB, and that will untap that. And then we have the Defense Grid cast. This is a cast trigger. So we will tap it in response, we'll float one, and then we'll have the next clue um, enter, and that will untap it. And then we will tap the grinding station in response to the defense grid, right? And then the defense grid hits untapping the grinding station, or maybe it doesn't, because we're just going to say that that thing gets countered off the face of the earth. I think that's way more likely. I think that that defense grid just doesn't make it. So this doesn't untap because that's an ETB trigger. What are we chilling with? We've got a retraction helix. We've got a tezzeret. I think we go Kool-Aid jammers right now. I think we go absolutely bonkers. And tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tezzeret, do you survive? I don't know. I hope you do. We're going to say that you do. We're going to say that you survive this one. And then we're going to put you right into the graveyard. We're going to downtick you for 4. Here's the question. Do we go Mystic Forge? Or do we go Crystal Skull Isu Spyglass? Did we hit our land drop for turn? No, we didn't. So just like how many legends are there? Like the top deck manipulation. Oh, I feel like that top deck is so important right now. And it's like I've been having this debate. Do I get the Spyglass or the Forge? I think we're gonna go Forge. It's so weird to say that. But I want to have confidence in the Forge specifically. The legendary status or historic status or whatever the other one, that's cool, but paying 1 life and exiling the top card, that pesky land that's coming up, that's just too good. Okay, so Tezzeret, the Seeker, you went to the graveyard. Mystic Forge, you are flying in here, and you are in the process untapping our grinding station. This is the moment of truth. We were sitting on a retraction helix. This is what's on the top. We've got an Into the Flood Maw. So we will tap and crack a clue, sack that, and we'll draw. Ponder. Wow. Okay. Well, geez. Okay, we're smart. We're good at this game. We're gonna tap the grinding station for 1 blue mana. We're gonna sack the clue, and we're gonna take the ponder. We are gonna put that in hand, and we're gonna look at the top and pray. It's a Hope of Girapur. That does indeed get us schmovin'. So we are going to tap the construct. Hope of Girapur, cast trigger, clue ETB, grinding station, untap. Grinding station untap, tap in response to Girapur. Girapur enters, grinding station untap. Yeah. Monolith. That's a cool card. So, I mean, I think you guys can see where this is going. If you can't, I mean, we basically just hit critical mass right there. But let's just play it out. So, we're going to go to 2. We're going to have that 2 mana go away. We're going to cast. When we cast, we're going to create a clue. When we create the clue, it's going to untap the grinding station. That's all resolved off the stack. We're going to respond to the Grim Monolith by tapping. Grim Monolith, ETB, untap. Look at the top card. Artificer's Assistant. tap clue, sack clue, draw assistant, use floating blue, cast assistant, Rings of Brighthearth. Boo ba doo ba doo ba doo. Yeah, so basically, if you can't see where we're going now, whenever we cast, we can scry. So we'll get through our whole deck, you know. And then with the clues, being able to get through the stuff, and then the grinding station and the tapping, all that stuff. We're looking for an Aetherflux Reservoir and then just keep casting. That's what we're going to do. It was pretty interactable, you know. There's a lot you could have done. But this is pretty much there. This is there. So let's just see how many cards does it take for us to get there. So we'll just do all the casts, boop, 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 drawing off the top with the clues if we need to. Got the rings and the Felwar Stone, and we'll Pongify something, but we'll draw it with the clue and the Pithing Needle, and things are getting worse for them. We got the Flood Collar, and the Flood Collar doesn't do anything because we don't have our boots, so it's not hasty. Yeah, so this is just getting us schmoving. Again, we can just get through with the clue. Yeah, get through with the clue. Thopterist, it's like. And then Basalt with the rings, infinite mana, go and put these aside with the Urza activations. Cast the defense grid first, cast the Conflail second, attach that thing, and then put the Aether Flux out. Hold up things that can bounce back to hand or something like that in case they besage you, your poor Aether Flux. If they besage you it, then you can pop out your Codex Shredder, get that thing back to hand. Keep on schmoving. Keep on schmoving. Okay, so that's a little bit of a goldfish today. We had one failure, one success. We went over what we how we performed against some shredders yesterday with this list. Cards that didn't perform very well. Springleaf Drum. You are so just like on my skeptical list, but I really want to see you in combination with one of those 0 and 1 drop creatures. It's just it seems to be a mulliganing thing on my part. I really liked that preordain. That preordain went hard, and that ponder again was just in the back pocket for that top deck manipulation. But that Gadgeteer with the clue and the Urza, that's broken. Ristic Study, we were pretty conservative there. If we'd drawn a couple of cards a little bit faster, that'd be really cool. And then again, we made sure that we were conservative with like defense grid not hitting. But we can't foresee everything. And I, you know, used that rapid pretty early. Maybe there was another problem that would have popped up, but we were sitting on that Helix that we could have solved something with, right? That is a piece of interaction. It's not just a combo piece. All right, everybody, that's enough for today. I'll get this thing uploaded for you, and as always, I don't have anything that I say at the end, do I? So why did I say as always? Take it easy.